So, got an interesting thing I'm going to talk to you about today. And that's world domination. I'm going to teach you how to conquer the world. This is the tutorial. And by world domination, I mean just conquering your own life. I don't need to go to Egypt or something if I'm not interested. But here's the idea. So it's composed of a couple of things, the ingredients. I'll tell you while I am where I am with literal only vision in front of me. Not only vision, but there's some signs that hey, Veneka's gonna do something. But I'm gonna tell it to you beforehand because you'll be able to refer to a video in which I am in a straight mortal state, right, as the tutorial, as you know what I mean. A video where I'm similar to you, right, before all the explosions have happened, before Veneka has done all the things that he wants to do. And here's the cutout. It's composed of two things. There are details about these two things that I'm not going to necessarily go into right now, but it's composed of two things. One, hitting the tree in the same place so that it comes down. Should you be chopping down a tree, you do not chop in 5 places, 6 places, 7, 10. You hit the tree in the same place. Two, there's a certain amount of confidence with which you strike the tree. You strike it as if you're trying to strike through it. You're not trying to strike it so you can just hit it or just barely hit it. What do I mean by this? I mean that there is a confidence with which you should attack your work life and your personal life. You're trying to strike with enough force to go through. So, I'm a photographer. The confidence with which I am a photographer is that I am only a photographer. Do you understand? I'm not a photographer / something. I'm hitting the tree in the same place and repeatedly. I scored top photographer at Wits University in their competition after having a photography career of 1 year. It's because all I've been doing is photography, therefore my amount of progress is outrageous compared to someone who's doing photography and the way people like to spice their life with various spices. I just simply use the correct spice and that's all. Boom. So I can make massively more progress. I entered a modeling competition this year called Misters of Zimbabwe. It's a pageant. There's people of note who were able to enter. I entered in the entrepreneur category. I've been doing well entrepreneurially in terms of business at the very least this past year. I started a company, got sponsored a bunch. And there's been progress. So I entered that way. And recently I found out that in the preliminary voting poll, I scored top model. I was tied with a person called Shelton Swanda. But that's my very first time modeling. So should you see that my very first time taking photos and entering an award, I scored top photographer, and my very first time modeling, I enter a modeling show, I score top model. It sort of lets you know just how serious of a person I am, no matter how goofy I appear on the surface, no matter how talkative, no matter how whatever it is, maybe privileged I look. I come off as privileged to some people just because I don't know. I suppose I am privileged at the very least in terms of, I got sent to a school where I can have an accent which is not super distinctly Zimbabwean, although some people can tell, so I'm not sure. But you can tell that there's exposure to me because of my accent, I suppose. And but otherwise, it's literal just focus, hard work, not doing other stuff, just doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it. And this is sort of conquering the world. You're doing what you're doing when you're doing it and minimizing distraction. The more distractible you are, the less momentum you have. Realize that forces outside of you will start to help you if you are focused in one direction. There's momentum. Let us say you're riding a bicycle down a hill. Realize that by riding in one direction, you're going to gain momentum. And it might be that one time you're down and you can't quite pedal, and it carries you forward despite you not pedaling. And that's the idea. Momentum, not being distracted, confidence. Now, when you're in business, confidence is not only an ingredient peculiar to you. Should also be the people surrounding you. You cannot have a world domination mindset when it is surrounded by doubt. People who doubt you, get away from them. Right? Build a team of people where they are confident in themselves, confident in you, and that way you can be one. You can be one body. You cannot have your arm doubting the coordination of your brain, your foot doubting the coordination. Even if you walk, but if there's like doubt between the transmissions in your body, realize that you will not walk in any smooth manner. You will not make it quite as fast. So realize that the people that surround you, strangely enough, and this is the hardest part for someone who is above average, the people around you also need to want to conquer the world. You cannot conquer the world using or with normal people. A normal person is just happy to be alive. That sucks. Like, how do you conquer the world if you're just happy that you made $5 today, damn it? Let's eat everything. Let's consume. You see, like, the dream has to be big enough that, the scale it's almost infinite. So realize that part of why you're having a harder time in your life than you should is because the people surrounding you are not confident in themselves, are not confident in you, are not confident in anything. So realize that there are changes that need to happen in your life, and not only you, it is the people that make up your circles, professional or otherwise. So that's the tutorial for world domination. Yes, there are quirks, there are parts. An engine is one thing, but it's one thing made of many other little things, right? And that's the idea. But realize that simplicity is practical. The simple things. If you keep in mind the simple things, sometimes the complexities work themselves out. So here you are. This is the tutorial. When I'm on the other side, it'll have been obvious to me the entire time. It will not have been obvious to you, but I'll tell you what, there were signs from the beginning.